Gotta keep that confetti from getting all over me.
I know, it'll get in your eyes and everything. Ooh.
Oh. All right, everybody, we got TR Fan Caves episode 3. Can you believe that, Mello? 3.
That's 3.
That's how many fans that have fan caves. So we're going to do a little bit different tonight. We have what we normally do, which is we'll be visiting a home of Steve Mathewson. And we're going to do Mike Adrian's collection. And the reason we're doing it different is because it's so massive. And he just kept sending me files. And I said, how can we do this? So we're going to show those with music and videos. And the music, some of it you've heard, some of it I'm going to wager you probably have not heard. It's some bootleg action or some acetate action, as it's called. So that'll be fun. And that's what we got for you. And that's going to be over an hour's worth of stuff because of the massive collections. So it's a lot of fun. These are really good ones. I think people are going to like this, Cruiser Mel.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mike Adrian, like you said, massive. That's the right word. But some really good stuff. Both of them have some good stuff.
Yes, and we did get to talk to Mike, so we're going to share that. So we're trying to keep it, like we normally do. So we'll do that too, and get to get him to tell us about his collection and why he collects and those type of things, like we'll do with Steve. And other than that, Cruise Mel, we got some new backdrops here. In case you haven't seen, the one behind me is the Davey Lane video. Davey Lane is a great guitarist who has a Todd tribute band over in Australia and has his own music, of course, too. And so
that's right.
He has got Todd to be in a video of his song Acceptance, which is on YouTube. And I highly encourage you to go watch it and listen to it if you haven't heard it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. Davey Lane's band was Todd's band when Todd was down under about 2 years ago, right about this time. Mm-hmm. And it was a really fun little tour. I don't know, 5 or 6 cities, something like that. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
But he is amazing. He is amazing. Good guy, too.
Yeah, so when Todd goes to Australia, he doesn't take the band with him, and Davey Lane's is one of his pickup artists, shall we say.
That's right.
Yeah, good stuff. And he was at Totteroo, which you mentioned, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Where you got to go.
Yay, I did.
And I did not. That's all right, though. Okay. We are going to do a couple more things that we have in progress. So we just decided today we're running some polls on our Facebook page. If you're not on there, Todd Rundgren Radio is our Facebook page. You can come take our polls if you are interested in that. So we're looking at doing a few things, gauging interest. And one thing that has gone over well so far, so we will be doing it, is a Thanksgiving type show where we'll be accepting videos from fans to tell us what they're thankful about in the Todd world. So, for example, I'm going to say I'm thankful for the music. So I'll start with that, but I have other things. Some people may be thankful that Todd wore their shirt at a concert that they gave him, or they're thankful for the friends they made, or the spouse or a partner that they met at a concert. Those type of things we'll be looking for. And we'll give you a place. There's going to be a Dropbox where you send these videos, and we'll play those here on the show. So that'll be a real nice therapeutic gratitude show.
A very thankful show.
Yes, there are things to be thankful for in 2020, despite the fact it's a cluster. There are still some good things that have happened. So we'll do that. We're also working on, it's already in progress. It's going to be interesting behind the scenes with Utopia Winery. We're going to find out why the owner named it Utopia, why the font looks like Utopia's font. We're going to taste some wine with fans and special guests. We're going to learn a little bit about the winemaking process if you're interested in that type of thing. And I think even if you aren't a big wine drinker, I think you'll find it interesting. The owner of the vineyard is very interesting.
Oh, yeah. And we've done one of these already. We've pre-recorded. And if you stick around through the actual wine tasting, then you get to see a bunch of your friends a little tipsy, all just sort of shooting the breeze.
Well, I don't know if they're tipsy, but we do stick around for some conversation because part of the point is to for us to try to be together as much as we can in normal situations. So we try to make it a little bit like we would be having a conversation in the Akron hotel lobby or the bar or whatever.
Ordering a drink from D, getting that wine.
Yeah. So our first special guest was our surprise guest for our tasters was Kevin Ellman. So
it sure was. They didn't even know he was coming.
Yeah. Sorry, I got delayed there. I can't say her name. But it's S-I. Oh my God.
What?
S-I-R-I keeps popping out. I don't know why. I can't get rid of her. Apple won't let me delete her. So anyway,
she keeps
so it just
popping
makes
out.
me go, Yeah. So so Kevin Ellman was one of our guests. We have another surprise guest that we'll be doing this Friday. We'll announce it later, and it'll be fun. So yeah, for some other tasters that we have. So anyway, I don't think you want to miss that. I think you'll enjoy it. And I think we had a pretty good time cruising mail at our Halloween party.
Oh man. Yeah. Check it out. We're both wearing the Halloween shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, this wasn't a Halloween shirt. Was it?
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes, it was.
Anyway,
no, this is our RXII shirt. We didn't do Halloween shirts.
I'm sorry. What day is this? I don't know anymore. Halloween was a blasty blast, and we got to see you in all of your glory, shall we say?
Hold on, I'll be right back.
I don't know what's going on.
Not what you think. I just want to show the laminate off.
Oh, okay.
It's not showing off very well. Anyway,
it's
got the hermits on it. It's got the pumpkin with the mask. So we have that going on. And that's what we got in the works. And we're considering an open mic. If we can get more volunteers that would be willing to do that for some music, live music. Mm-hmm. And we were interested in doing Todd stories. So why am I being delayed again? I don't get it. Anyway, the Todd stories, we got some interest. If we don't get enough, we'll just save some of those for one of our next parties instead of making a whole show for it.
Well, that just goes to show you, that's one of the great things about this Todd Rundgren fella is that everybody's got their own story and it just keeps going. And I mean, seriously, there's way more stories than we have time for, which is great.
That is good. Mm-hmm. We've got people that are going to be I think we had like 37 volunteers for the thank you deal. So that'll be fun. But without further ado, let's get into what we're here for tonight, Cruiser Mail, and let's do the fan cave because that's why people came here, not to listen to us go back and forth. We're going to start with Steve Mathewson, and that is going to be a screen share. So be patient with me. It will take just a moment. Okay. We'll get this party started. It's me, Doug, with Cruiser Mail.
Me, Mel.
Steve Mathewson with us from Rapid City, South Dakota. Probably the only Todd fan that I know that lives in South Dakota. Am I right? Do you have some over there? Do you have any fans over there in South Dakota?
Yeah, there's some, but they don't travel as much as I do.
All right. Yeah, that's probably true. All right, let's do some good. What do you got over there?
Well, let's just start. I recently had a quilt made because I have quite a few T-shirts, and here are some of the shirts that I collected over the years. The first one I probably ever bought is this one, and I would bet the second one would be over here.
What year is that?
Oh boy, this would be probably 74, 75.
Wow.
Actually, in this design here, my daughter and I put this one together. And actually, we were part of this, and I'll go into that later.
Good, hope so.
But yeah, so it's kind of spanned quite a few years. We also had some throws made because I had more T-shirts.
I mean, hey, it's cold up there. You need all these blankets.
Exactly. This is an early shirt as well. So
Where did you hold on? So where did you get these things made? Did you do this, or you sent them off, or what?
it's called Project Repat, and actually it's not really a quilt. It's just the T-shirts sewn on the back of like bunting or fleece.
Okay, so where did you get this blue one of the house? Where is that from?
I made that one as well.
Where did you get that blue one of the Hawaiian house?
Oh, well, I'll go into that in a little bit too. So that there's a story behind some of these.
Okay.
But well, just so for some background, the first time I ever saw Todd was in 1974 at the University of South Dakota in Vermillion, South Dakota.
I've heard of that.
And actually, it's kind of funny during the concert when he first came out, he did a solo act with some recording behind him. And when he quit, there was people that actually got up and thought that the show was over. And Brody had to come out and tell everybody to sit back down, that it's just intermission. And they went on to play about another 3 hours. But he actually got snowed in Vermillion for a few days on that tour. But so became a very big fan after that. Most of the only place I could really see him is primarily Minneapolis. Goes back quite a few years, a lot of different Utopia. We used to be able to mail order things.
Hey, Steve, back up. Who signed that? What's that right there? The autograph above that envelope, the fancy script right above it, right there. Who's that? Yeah, a Nexus member.
Yep.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, I have some different Nexus things. Here are some old tickets, and
very nice.
Actually, I'll show you this. This is a T-shirt I made that is the draft card. But then on the back, I have a bunch of old tickets that I had.
That's fun.
And Todd actually signed that as well.
Bootleg shirt. Was that Playboy BB Buell or one with a Todd interview?
It's the one with BB, yep. And Todd.
Whoop. Don't be break anything.
Yeah. So anyway, here are a lot of this is the older stuff. Different magazines. Actually, a decoupage made by my high school girlfriend from track.
You need to throw that away. Hey, Steve, that frame picture over there above that photo of him in the stands, that's not something that's out. That's something you took
up here.
Yes, the other one.
eBay. Some photographer had taken them, and that was the time when I actually got the autograph. So I bought them.
So you bought the one of him sitting in the stands,
right?
Okay, I don't think I've seen that before. What's he holding up in the middle photo?
Oh, and actually, this is him reading the Utopia Times.
Oh, cool.
Is a postcard I got.
Very cool.
These are some early things from just like the Nexus advertising different shows, Nearly Human, the acapella summer sessions. Actually, Julie and I went and saw the Second Wind sessions. She was pregnant at the time. There's a few stories of me dragging her around to different shows, but these are some early things. Bunch of Utopia Times, black and white.
Oh, wow. Okay.
These are, I had an 8-track in my car, so these are the 8-track cases.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad those are gone now.
Woo. So coming back this way, actually, this is some things, reached a point when we were raising kids, I didn't get to go to a lot of shows. So I actually communicate with people about getting different recordings of shows and some, there's mail-in items, just an assortment of things. communicating with a lot of people to get stuff to see that I wasn't able to at the time. And obviously I still have all that.
Yes. Those are bootleg cassettes, you said?
Yeah, some of them. And there actually it's amazing because there's just all kinds of different people that, we're trying to share different videos and.
Sure. The Trading Tree. Cool. That's VHS. All right. Look at him.
Yeah, and actually some of these tickets here go back. This is Northrop Auditorium, 1981, which would be Minneapolis. Again, yeah, First Avenue. That's when I took Julie there when we just got married. She's only 20. They wanted to kick her out. So moving on. Again, this is just a wide assortment of different things I've collected over the years. At one point, we became involved. Well, actually, we were not able to go to the original Todd stock. So the following summer, we became part of the MC Squared, which was actually Michelle put something together where they were trying to fund the mortgage on the house in Kauai. So we were actually able to go to dinner with Todd. And it just so happens that Julie was getting her doctorate in California from Pepperdine. And the night before she was to graduate, Todd was playing the Nokia Theater. So I made arrangements for us to go to the show. And then we actually went and had dinner with Todd after the show. And one of the pictures that comes up here is the whole family. Right here is the whole family out with Todd.
Yeah, MC Squared. I remember that. He announced that on this our Rundgren Radio show.
Well, that's right.
And actually, you were asking about that shirt. So this is the shirt that went with the MC Squared.
Oh, that's the first I've ever seen that.
And then it has the picture of the house on the back.
Looks like our ice sculpture cruiser mail from the Todd party.
Yeah, in Muskegon. That's right.
It may have been. It may have been the graphic from it.
But actually, so I had the picture later when we went to the Indianapolis show. I brought the picture and I got that autograph the following year. And then, much to my wife's chagrin, I actually had my credit card made from the picture.
I hope that's not good anymore because I got the number now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope it's not good.
Another highlight was Julie and I designed the Compassion T-shirt and worked with Michelle on that, and that was a lot of fun. And
well, tell the story about that because that's kind of not a whole lot of people have that shirt. Good for you, Doug! Yay! I know I've got one, but it doesn't work with my green screen. But tell us how you came up with the concept for that shirt.
Well, my wife did that. It's called Word Puzzle, isn't it?
It was like a word cloud app.
Yeah, word cloud app. So what you would do is you'd put all the lyrics in, and the most predominant one would be the largest, and then the next words that came in order would go down in size.
This was for the Todd Healing tour.
Let's see. It was in 2011.
No, it was just a shirt. Yeah, I remember it. It was just one for the merch to sell, and it's. The word cloud thing is big now, but back then that was newer. So that was a really cool shirt.
So
still is.
Moving on. So that we're going into more modern times now. Just a big assortment of things here.
2009 is now modern.
Well,
Intoxicants.
This is about the time that I started meeting more people. I think
you got the Todd candle. Let me see that candle. I remember we made fun of that on Facebook. You're a fan when you buy that thing. St. Todd. That is epic.
Well, Julie and I started going to shows more and more around the country, and I think one of the first ones was the Rockford one, where we met a lot more people and started traveling more to different things, going to Akron.
The orchestra show in Rockford. Yeah.
New Year's down in Orlando, that type of thing. So a lot of this is, we made it to Nottoway, or I did. And then Todd Stock West and
Mr. Sharp's
so we're
program.
More current
Myers book. Jesse Gress's books.
Yep. Actually, they were signed by him to my son Sawyer.
Nice. Rock on. 2008. Modern times.
Yeah. And here's the infamous Little Rock show that I never made it to.
Ah, that's right. You got snowed in.
I did.
At least you got the kiddies.
We had to make a kind of an emergency landing in Colorado.
Hey, back up just a second. Back up to the right to play Hello, It's Me, You Bastard. Let's show everybody that thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Did you have that made up?
Oh, no. Pippin had it made up.
Yeah. So if you don't know the story, the Iridium, there was a Todd show there, and there was a gal that was under the influence and yelled at. We have a clip of it. We used to play it on Rundgren Radio all the time. That was epic. I was there for that. Too funny.
This, I actually got to be part of the drink contest at Todd Stock West. That was kind of
Oh, yeah. Eileen won that. Clark. Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Wow, you really do have a lot of stuff. Good stuff. I don't say that in a bad way at all.
Yeah, a lot of stubs, a lot of buttons. Okay, so I got two questions for you. One, I want to go back. I want to see the candle. I know you're trying to hide it because you're embarrassed you bought it. But we want to. Nobody else owns it, so you have to show it to the rest of the world.
Oh, and here I've got my
mask. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's one from Roxy, India, and then Mark Wooden. All right, let's see the candle, man. Let's see it up close. St. Todd, baby. All right. What's on the other side?
Kitsap Creations, Celebrity Prayer Candles.
Have you ever burned it?
I have not.
Yeah, when he retires, you can burn it forever. Never turn it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you about this.
I have a few more T-shirts to share.
Oh, okay.
These are ones that I couldn't bring myself to cut up, but some of them you've seen already. Again, these I made tiny demons. My daughter and I made this. I made that. These are some
Mount Todd Moore.
Clean it all.
I'm actually blessed to own that shirt. Thank you, Steve. You gave that to me once.
We live about 20 miles from Mount Rushmore, so that is why that's a thing.
It looks
very
great.
Fitting, very fitting.
And
Gorilla.
Some of these are
sold out right now.
Shirts that you've seen Todd wear. The bullseye, the skeleton. This is actually a shirt I gave to Todd for his birthday at Nottoway, and it's Chinese, and it says, "That's what she said."
Astral Drive.
Yeah, Glacius.
Rundgren Radio 12. Yep, glasses. Arena. Wizard. So how did you pick the shirt that you're wearing today? It obviously wasn't the only one loose, but, I thought maybe that was it, or is it your favorite?
No, it's just one of them. I had to kind of go through and just pick one, so.
Cool shirt.
The only thing I got left is a few. Well, obviously I got Rundgren Radio bag. This was actually part of the MC Squared event that we went to.
The poster.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, and he only signed like 100 of them.
I don't think I've seen that. You got some goods today.
And then I've got just some assorted. Oh, I found this on eBay and I had to have it. So.
Yep. Apple. Cool. What's that thing with the fool on it right there?
This is just out of probably a guitar player magazine, Guitar World.
Gotcha. You know what that is? Yeah.
So a couple interesting stories, actually. So Julie and I, when we got married, we went on our honeymoon in Florida. And at the time, I didn't even know it, but just down the street, Todd was playing. So we were fortunate enough to go see him with the Nearly Human tour.
Oh,
She's been caught up in a couple of things where all of a sudden we're off to a Todd concert. And she wasn't quite sure how we got there. But
Hey, well, that's a good one to take her to.
yeah.
Nearly Human. Wow.
So yeah, it's gone over quite a few years, starting about 1974 and still trying to catch as many shows as we can. So hopefully with everything that's going on, we'll be able to see everybody soon again. But
yeah, be good to see some concerts again. Get you some more ticket stubs. You clearly need some more. Need another shirt. Hey,
yeah.
what do you think you've been to? 75 shows, maybe 50?
Boy, I don't know. It's got to be more than 50, I would think.
Yeah.
Again, when I first started, given the location, Minneapolis was primarily it, then Denver. But then we started traveling more, and we've seen them in, Akron, New York City, Florida,
Rockford,
Indianapolis, Rockford,
nice,
California.
Mm-hmm.
So
was the Indianapolis tour? Was that? Let's see. That wasn't. Did you go see AWATS there? I mean, Todd Healing there?
Yeah. It was Todd Healing.
Yeah, the clues. Yeah, okay, I got you. All right, well, man, that's some great stuff you got there, and some rare items and things we've not seen before. So it was a lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah, real nice collection.
A lot of stuff.
yes, a lot of stuff.
I'm surprised that I had it tucked away.
Yeah. Now he has to clean up the house after that.
All right, we appreciate you letting us in your home.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Got a good collection.
All right, well, you guys take care.
All right.
What'd you think?
I like it.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Cool. You love that candle thing.
I was gonna say, you go to another level when you buy the candle.
I believe so.
I mean, that's got to be one of the silliest merch items I've ever seen.
Why? I mean, we're talking about Todd. Nothing silly.
No, it's not just Todd. They sell everybody you can imagine.
Well, we don't care about them.
Saint Bob Dylan, Saint whoever,
Yeah.
Frank Zappa. Yeah, it's Steve's a great guy though. It's a good collection, and I don't blame him for having the candle though.
He brought up Vermilion, South Dakota. We all know that.
Yeah.
I had never heard of Vermilion, South Dakota until I heard the Back to the Bars album. So
oh yeah,
it's a thing.
There you go. All right, so we wanted to just say hello one more time because we're about to start this Mike Adrian. It's a long run, and there will be some screen share, so be patient with me. It takes just a couple seconds, just like that last one, but a lot of it's on our video player, which is fun and makes it much easier for us. So without further ado, Charisma, you ready to talk to Mike Adrian?
I love Mike Adrian. Let's do it.
MA for Utopia. He also has, which we never even mentioned, I don't think, in this interview, the Todd Rundgren Arena blog. Page.
That's right.
Yep. So he goes way back. All right, everybody, here we go.
All right, everybody. Tonight we've got Mike Adrian from New York. He's going to show us around his vast collection of Todd things, memorabilia and stuff. But Mike, you've been collecting for a very long time, I hear. How'd you get started doing it, and why did you want to start a collection anyway?
Well, that's a great question. when, probably in 1970, 71. I was probably 11, 12 years old. I heard Open My Eyes on the radio, the NAS version, and it just hooked me. Truly starting to collecting things was probably when eBay got around. That's where a bulk of a collection started growing. But there was a magazine called Goldmine that I always got. It was a record collecting magazine, and that's where a tremendous amount of my early records started. And eBay was good for my posters. And that's kind of what I concentrated on. But I've collected other stuff along the way. People have given me things. I've traded things. So it's been a long time.
So a lot of the stuff we're going to see tonight, we're going to do yours different. It's going to be mostly all photos. Are some of those just photos like you pulled from the internet, or you have possession of all these things?
Pretty much everything that I've shared with you is in my collection. Not 100% of it. Some of it I've actually traded out, or I've sold, just gotten rid of, made room. I'm a big poster collector, not only of Todd stuff, but also Grateful Dead and some other bands. So I'm always trying to recirculate some stuff. But the majority is still in my collection, and it's mine.
Yeah.
So do you have that many walls in your house, or do you trade them in and out periodically?
It's funny you ask that. I have two different places I display. I have my Rundgren stuff is downstairs in my basement here in the house on a wall that's probably about 15 feet wide, long. Most of my Grateful Dead stuff is in my office, but I do trade out a lot of my Rundgren stuff and the Dead stuff in the office. So I keep my office evolving all the time. So if I get something new, it goes to the office. But most of the posters are stored in tubes or in portfolio booklets, and I don't get to see them that often.
So what are some of your prized possessions that we'll be looking at? Like your top three to five or so that of your massive collection.
It changes. One of my prized possessions I no longer have. I recently got a good offer on my NAS signed acetate, which is actually in different orders than what the actual release was. Also, I have a Something Anything large size poster, which I think you'll see. It's the inside of the album cover, but in about a 4 foot long by 3 foot wide poster. That was a rare piece to find. About 2 years ago in New York City, I had Todd sign it, and he looked at it. It's like, I've never even seen this.
Wow.
And I've had Todd say that to me a couple of times. And I think he doesn't realize how much is out there that's based around him.
Yeah.
Well, he will if he watches this tonight, because you've got just about everything. I don't think there's any stone unturned.
Yeah. Well, when I showed him the acetate, I had him sign the acetate at BB King's show. I had saw Michelle out in the audience at that time, and I said to her, "Is there any chance I can see Todd for 1 minute? I know he's really busy." He's like, "My sure for you." So I went back there and I looked at the acetate. It's like, oh my God, where the hell did this stay in one piece? The acetates usually break.
Yeah.
And you were brave enough to bring it from Long Island to the city tonight.
Yeah.
So, that means something. As far as my pride, that was probably it. That was my favorite piece that I've had.
Yeah. Cool. Well, hey, let's take a look at some of your stuff, and then come right back. We'll talk some more.
Great.
Super.
All right, we're back, everybody. Mike Adrian here from New York, MA for Utopia. If you're on TRC Forum, trconnection.com. All right, so we were talking, Mike, before we checked out some of your stuff that you had the NAS acetate. And I noticed a lot in your collection, and I know that you produced this CD behind me, NAS versus Toddzilla. Yeah. What is your deal with the NAS? Like, you seem to really like them a lot and have some type of relationship with them. What's the story on that?
Probably because I started my musical experiences with Todd through the NAS. And to be honest, I think they're one hell of an incredible band. If you listen to rock and roll, I mean, that band is just such a solid band on record. Every album they put out just hooks me. And there's not a lot to collect. I mean, there's 45s. I have 1 or 2 posters that are in tubes that I looked for to try to get to you. I couldn't find them, but I know I have them. It's probably just mislabeled or not labeled. They're just an amazing band. And the thing with that CD that we're talking about, the NAS versus Toddzilla, I was approached by Stookie, who was just getting over his transplant, and he needed some funds. So I said to him, look, do you have anything that's not released? And he says, yeah, I have a whole bunch of things that are different outtakes or unreleased music. I said, if you can help me get it out there to help me live for a little bit of time period, I'd really appreciate it. So we kind of ran with that idea of Todd versus Toddzilla. And he also did one in Japan, Todd Sings, which is different from this piece. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's why I'm kind of stuck in the NAS mode. Yeah. They're just an incredible band.
Yeah.
And you were only, what'd you say, 10 or 11?
I was born 1960, so I was 11, 12.
Oh, that's a pretty sophisticated palate by that age.
Yeah.
I live music. It's just that simple. I live music.
Yeah.
It started probably earlier than that. I remember my parents or my father taking me on a Sunday to go buy records. Mm. So he wouldn't buy anything. He let me buy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what is it about? I mean, I know you're in a group of people that like this rare stuff and bootlegs. What is the motivation behind it? Is it the hunt, or is it actually to listen to it, or just be able to view it? What is it that makes you like all this stuff that you collect and keep?
I think a lot of it is I just stumbled across it, and I had the means to start adding to a collection. It used to be inexpensive to collect. Then when eBay started up, people just overpriced stuff, so it kind of slowed down, but you see things that you never saw before. Mm-hmm. Like I have a Wanda the Nail pen, which I've seen on, once or twice on your show. Mm-hmm. I think it was like 15 cents when I went to buy it. So, but it cost $1.50 or something to get it shipped.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're unloading some of your stuff now, right? You're selling a few things here and there?
Little here and there. I'm at the stage where it just sits in a closet. I don't appreciate it as much as I used to, where I used to take things out and look at it, play with it. The bootlegs that I have, which is a tremendous amount of bootlegs, I started out bootlegging shows. A lot of the Central Park shows, a lot of New York City shows that are floating out there, there's a good chance that I recorded them. So it kind of started there where people say, look, can I get a show? I'll give you this. Or I have a poster from that. Can you send me a copy of the show on cassette? Mm-hmm.
So Mike, you've been recently selling some of your collection, not all of it, of course. Is it just stuff that you need to make some room, or what's going on with that, and how do people get it?
Well, if anybody sees anything that they like, always just call me. I prefer trading. I'm not really out there to make the money on this stuff. The main reason why I'm selling it is because a lot of it just sits in boxes or sits in a cabinet, and I don't appreciate it like I used to or I should. So maybe it's just time. You know, I've had some of this stuff 20, 30 years. You know, the real gold mine of the collection, I probably will end up keeping. Posters I don't love selling off. To me, it's artwork. But I have a lot of paper goods. I have a lot of little knickknacks, odds and ends. Like one piece I'll never sell is your bobblehead. I love that. I think it's a great idea when you
The
have that.
Toddlehead.
The
Toddlehead.
Toddlehead. Right.
That's trademarked. Toddlehead.
Yeah, Toddlehead.
Do you
That
have?
was a great item.
Do you, Mike? Do you have any family members or any of your personal friends that are at all interested in your collection? Because I'm finding I have a lot of stuff that I inherited from my folks that my nephew he's not at all interested at all. So I don't even know what you do with things like that.
A great question. My kids and my wife couldn't care.
Ooh, ouch.
My son does care about my poster collection because he knows I'll end up being his, and he understands the value on some of the stuff that's in there. But my wife looks at it, it's like, what are you doing? Why do you have all this stuff here?
Mm-hmm.
God forbid someday when you're not around, what am I supposed to do with all this stuff?
So she does care. She would like for you to reduce it,
yeah,
make more room in the house.
But I keep it away from her, so it's not a problem.
That's a good idea.
It's in storage, or it's a way that it's not exposed, except for the posters, and probably stacks of not blank CDs, but bootleg CDs just sitting around all over the place.
Yeah. I've already been told that stuff's going in the trash. If I'm
no,
earlier.
You can't do that.
If I exit earlier, then that's what's going to happen. We'll see. All right, man. Well, hey, it was good talking to you, Mike. We appreciate you sending us all your stuff, and we've got a big block of time in our show tonight for it. So we appreciate it.
Super.
Thank you for getting in touch with me, and you guys have done a great job with Rundgren Radio. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Mike. Appreciate
Thanks,
it. See
Mike.
ya. All right, everybody. MA for Utopia.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
Okay, Mike, Adrian, thank you so much for making us all feel like our Todd Rundgren education is woefully inadequate. Man, you got some stuff there, dude. Stuff that I had never seen, never heard of even. Some really great things from around the world. And I don't know. I can't even think. I mean, over the last 30 minutes or 45 minutes, whatever it's been, hour. I don't know. Maybe it's been an hour. I totally forgot about the arena. You remember he had a blister. He had worn his finger tip out playing, recording arena and that callus or blister or whatever. I mean, just some really amazing things. Right? Am I right?
You're right. It's one hell of a it's unfortunate that we can't walk through it and ask some questions. You know, like there was a photo. Excuse me.
Oh,
My southern accent. A photo of, I think it's him Frog, but it could be Dave Mason. Somebody on keyboards with Utopia. I didn't see any green hair, so if it's a Dave Mason photo, it's extremely rare. You don't see a lot of those.
I mean, rare. That's not even a decent word for some of these items that he shared with us. Thank you so much, Mike, by the way.
Yeah.
And Steve, of course. Steve Mathewson.
Yeah, Steve's was a great tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I did find, luckily, Mike reminded me in the chat room that I had not shown the cover art of his bootlegs, which
there's more.
There's
more.
Goodness. And it's worth seeing. And so let's do that. And then we'll say goodbye to everybody and hope y'all enjoyed the show. It's been fun. And let me get back into another screen share. So Mel, you can exit us out of here.
You know
how it works.
You know, I love those screen shares.
So do I.
See you in a bit.
No, no, no. A little more humanity, please.
I'm kind of sad it's over.
Man,
It's been over an hour and a half.
That's a lot to digest right there.
I know, but I mean, of course, I got to pick the songs, but
No, good job, by the way.
I love the music.
Yeah.
It's so fun to see this stuff. Now, for some people, it's probably a walk down memory lane. And for some of us, some of that is, and some of it's like, wow, $10 concert tickets, great old pictures of Utopia, Nas stuff, when I was very young, very young. So, some people, we know people that saw Nas live. John Markarian got to see Nas live.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, let me look at my calendar. In about 2 weeks, that will be the 1-year anniversary of Stookie and Tom Mooney getting together after about 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Nas.
Yeah, that was so fun. Oh, man. Holy cow. Are you kidding me? It's been a year?
It's been a year.
Ugh. This world.
And, we were going to do another one of those in February, I think. But
I don't even know.
2020, so you know how it goes.
Cuckoo.
So anyway, all right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks to Steve Mathewson. Thanks to Mike Adrian. What unbelievable collections. But guess what? You don't have to have that fancy collection. You can have whatever. We want to have you on the show if you have a collection of Todd stuff that you'd like to show off. So we do have another one in the works with Bill Weeks, which you saw some of that during the Halloween party, but not all of it.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's fun visiting their house. We have Veronica is going to do one as well. She has a collection. So Randy Holtkamp had told me he'd do one, but he kind of ghosted me, but I'll get on him. We'll get it done. So we're going to try to put another one of these together. If you're entertained by it, enjoy it, and we'll come back and watch. We'll keep doing it. So anyway, everybody stay safe. Cruise Mail, it's been fun.
Of course. I love it. Love it.
Yeah. Hate that it's over.
RRVV, remember?
That's right.
We're all about jazz hands here. At least I am. Ooh, look how big my hands are. Ooh, I love this.
I wish I had a closer video or something, but I don't. So it's just us. Peace out, everybody.
Have a good one.
Appreciate you watching.